There's going to be a, no, before we go there, I was going to talk about the census. We'll do that in a minute. Because you had mentioned 1/3 of your budget is going towards public safety, and I also wanted to ask about infrastructure issues. St. Louis is an old city.
Yes.
MSD is about to declare that they've got to spend a ton of money on stormwater and wastewater, doing infrastructure improvements there. Roads are an issue because they're old and need to be constantly maintained. Are you going to have the money to be able to do that? I mean, I don't know if you know this or not, but MSD is talking about bumping everybody's sewer bill from whatever it is now, $25 or something like to $100 in order to do that one thing that is being forced on them by EPA.
Lee, you raise a good point, and we have, the city of St. Louis, like other very historic cities across the country, we do have an aging infrastructure. We have, our sewer systems need upgraded, and all those things in MSD. I think they've done a good job of maintaining what we have. And holding the line on those things as we try to get to seemingly a better situation to do it, which is why I was shocked about the how little amount of stimulus money we've seen in the city thus far. because
don't even go there. You're just going to get people upset, start talking like that. But of that 787, as I understood it, most of it was supposed to go to infrastructure. But
yeah. It went. Don't ask me.
Right, so exactly. I mean, I think 141 between what is it, Ladue and Olive. I think they got some money there.
Yeah, they got some. That was an understatement. They got plenty of money out there. So anyway, we need to, as a city, I think we need to just continue to raise the awareness and say, if there's money being spent, if our tax dollars, and that's one of the things I think people should always remember when you're looking at the stimulus money, when you're looking at things like that, if you're a taxpayer, if you're a person in the United States of America that's working, that's doing things, that's buying, that goes out and buys a dozen eggs and pays tax on that stuff, that's your tax money,
Right.
And so you deserve those. You deserve to have that money come back to your community to help the quality of life of you and the people that live around you. So certainly we would like to see more, but I'll leave it at that.
Well, okay. We got about 5 minutes left here. So let's move on to the census. There's going to be this year, 2010, a census. This is required by the United States Constitution, and the main purpose of the census is to decide congressional, how many congressmen are going to be in each of the states.
Yes.
How involved is the city of St. Louis in that process?
Well, we've been really working to raise awareness. I have a whole circuit that I'm doing, and that we're ramping up now. We're going to be going out talking to people every weekend to tell them that it's important to be counted. It's important. It's about, it's very simple. It's about money and it's about power. Because those two things, we talk about stimulus money. If we have, less congressmen, it's obviously going to be much more difficult for us to, plead our case. Block grant funding.
Pause right there. People may not understand that Missouri, even though it may not have lost population, may not have gained enough population compared to California, Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, and therefore one of our Congress seats might move to a different state?
It can happen.
Yes.
It can happen.
And it could come out of the St. Louis area.
It could come right out of the St. Louis area. I mean, certainly, if you look across the state, St. Louis would be, I think, right on the top of the heap in terms of losing a congressperson if, our numbers just didn't, vote well. So
that's why it's important that people get counted.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely important. Even the other things that people don't see, like block grant funding that's used for new housing starts, that's used, to do things like you see along Washington Avenue, like you see in some of the housing units all across our city. Block grant money is being spent. Well, block grant money is determined by the census and population. So that funding would be greatly impacted also. So, it's really important that people open their doors, they participate, they send the information back in, and that they're talking to their neighbors and friends and saying, hey, you know, have you been counted?
Mm-hmm. And it really is.
And it's painless. It won't cost you anything.
That's right. And it's constitutional.
It is constitutional, yeah. Yeah, we do this every 10 years. I mean, it's constitutional.
So in the last couple of minutes that we have here, what do you see happening, good or bad, for the city of St. Louis over the next couple? I mean, I'd love to be talking in 5 and 10 year terms, but let's just talk between now and, say, 2012. Mm-hmm. What do you think is going to be happening in St. Louis?
Well, certainly our challenges is, our budgets. We were $20 million short this year. Next year we're projecting $45 million shortfall. It's a lot. It's a lot, but a lot of it we can identify where a lot of the bleeding is coming in, and that's our pension systems and some of the things like that. Because during our heyday, St. Louis was very generous to its employees in terms of their pension systems and things. But if you look at that, across the marketplace today, is just not very practical. So some of those things will have to be tweaked and adjusted as we move forward to create a system that's going to work. A lot of great things are happening in the city. We have absolutely beautiful landscapes. If you go down and take a look at the city garden that was created this year, it's absolutely beautiful.
And Joe Edwards is doing good work moving from U City into the city of St. Louis.
Yeah, and we're looking at trolleys between the core downtown area down to the U City area to pick up people and allow people to ride like a trolley loop. All kinds of creative things. Our cycling program is really going like gangbusters. We've won national awards for that now. Our Forest Park is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I don't know if you've been through there lately.
Boy, they've made some real improvements to Forest Park. I mean, I remember just a few years ago, and unfortunately we're running out of time here, but I remember a few years ago you'd ride through Forest Park in the wintertime and you took a chance on breaking an axle.
Yeah.
And now they really have fixed that. I wish we had more time. We're going to have you back again here in the near future. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Lee. I appreciate it.
And to my audience, I've been speaking with Louis Reed. He is the president of the St. Louis Board of Aldermen. If you have any questions, there was a website address there. To my regulars, we'll see you next Monday.